Howdy, y'all. You're listening to the Yak Legion Podcast. I'm Zach Carell, and we have our first live in-person podcast of Season 2. So I'm kind of excited where we're at. We're out here in nature, as you can see in the video, you YouTubers, everybody listening to the podcast. We are at Burton's Bamboo Garden. It's in Morrow, Ohio. It's a few miles out of Cincinnati. It's not too far from Cincinnati. And today I have Zach Burton. We got another Zach tonight.
That's right.
And he is the owner and creator of SideEye Camo. Check out that shirt he's wearing. Everybody on YouTube there.
Let's check this out. You can check out got the pants too. A little hard to see in the video, but yeah, matching pants.
So imagine that pattern on your boat, your kayak, or on your back. Yep. How's it going, Zach?
Oh, it's doing awesome, man. It's been a crazy few weeks since the fishing expo here in Cincinnati, and getting to meet you.
Yeah.
And everything's running now, man. We got boat wraps coming. We got their apparel going out everywhere. What can I say?
It's been good, man.
Been good. I'm ready for fishing season. It's starting up now, and if you want to catch a monster, check out the newest and coolest fishing camo on the market, SideEye Camo.
So how old are you guys? Or how old is your camouflage business?
It's officially launched as a business 2-3 weeks.
Wow, so brand new, man.
Yep.
The Yak Legion found him first.
Yep. Yeah, I've been working on it for about 1.5 years, getting everything squared away on it. Coming up with my favorite images. So what it is SideEye is based on how a fish views its world from below the surface. There's a lot of different camo brands out there, but what I've noticed is almost all the brands are the same surface patterns, just basically of waves. And it was about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, me and my wife were actually out on the boat, and there was a lot of like algae, different stuff that we talked about before. And she actually said that would make a cool water camo. Long story short, we spent weeks taking pictures trying to develop something out of it, and it kind of hit me, that's not how the fish view their world, that's how we're seeing it. And that's kind of how this came about. Everybody's loving it. This is also, I like to tell people, we're 100% American made, and this is a sublimation dye. So a big difference between my clothing apparel is the image, the ink is in the fabric, it's not on it. So a lot of different shirts, you wash them, they start peeling, or you scratch that pattern on it and it flakes away. This won't. It's in it, it's not on it. So it's basically going to last forever.
Yeah, I saw you guys at the Cincinnati Fishing Expo, and I saw your booth, and I walked by, like, man, look at that camouflage pattern. And the first thing that came to my mind is, first, the guys on the kayak. And I'm talking about the sneaky guys, and the advantage of having a kayak is you could be sneaky, you could be silent. And I'm a strong believer that a bright kayak, the fish can see that kayak. That's why I went with a tan color with mine. And I think the fish can see you. And with that camouflage pattern wearing out there on the kayak, you blend in more with the environment. So it kind of keeps you camouflaged from the bass. Makes you stealthier. And also I thought about carp fishing. Carp fishing is getting bigger in America. It's huge in Europe. Right. I mean, the carp in Europe is the largemouth bass to America. Exactly. So I see stuff like this because a carp has such a good eye. Like, a carp has a better eye than most other fish. Not a lot of people know that. Yes, that's why they spook. That's why when you're walking down the bank and they all start spooking, because they can see a mile away, because they have such good eyesight. With this camouflage right here, and you were right up and have the trees behind you, you got tall grass behind you, you can't be seen. And that's a couple things that came to my mind when I first started talking to you guys. And I was just really impressed with your professionalism. And I thought, man, I got to get these guys on the podcast, man. We got to talk about this.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Not a lot of people know about us yet. We said we're 2 weeks old. But getting that out there, it's based on how the fish view its world. It's something new. Mimicry camouflage. Nobody's done it before in the fishing world. Not only that, obviously it's going to work great for fishing, but it's a lifestyle brand. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't even have to fish to wear this. The biggest difference I've seen, especially at this trade show, basically trade show was my proof of what I already knew. I had all ages, men and women, coming up buying from me. Wow. And children. We sell it all. I'm a huge hunter. The hunting brands out there, their camo, the big name brands, and I use it for hunting. But guess what? Last day of hunting season, that goes in my bag down in the basement, never to be worn again. This is something different. You don't have to even be a fisherman. Like I said, if you just like hanging out, anybody that likes water, you're gonna like SideEye Camo.
It's camouflage and it's got style to it.
Thank you. Exactly. That's hence the slogan, "Go Aquatic."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go Aquatic, baby.
That's some serious swag right there, man. That's awesome. I'm really impressed. I can't wait to get me some, man. I'm gonna turn up at the lake with that stuff. I'm gonna be camouflaged. You're not gonna see me coming. So
oh yeah, that's what we say. If a boat hits you, we're not liable.
Yeah. So let's talk about where we're at right now. When I was driving into this place, I saw the SideEye Camo sign, and I seen this driveway. It went way back into these fields, way back in the woods. I was like, oh man, where does this guy live? What is this place? So I started driving down the driveway, and you got these arches that come in, not like an arch, but like what would you call that? Like the gateway?
Yeah, it's a big gate, honestly, so not to cut you off, just to tell you the history of it, that goes perfect with it. Shout out to Kevin Clark, that's the gate builder there.
Oh, yeah.
This place was Burton's Bamboo Garden. My father started it way back in the day. I was a little boy, grew up with it, helped him along the way. As he got older, he fell ill, he got Alzheimer's and dementia. I took care of him for 4 years.
Wow.
He passed away, actually, right after I got my patent pending approval. I had a wedding venue out here for several years, which was successful.
Beautiful place for a wedding.
Yeah, there's 75 species of bamboo. Everybody calls it like Jurassic Park, so back to the gate. That was my plan. I wanted like a welcome to Jurassic Park, but welcome to Burton's Bamboo Garden.
Yeah, you go past the gate, then you go a little ways, and then you see the bamboo. And then you see all these Asian statues, like really cool Asian statues. Like, whoa, man, this place is impressive.
Yeah, so with the wedding venue, I learned, a lot of things about hosting people out here, especially on the lake. It's an 8-acre lake out here. And this property used to be a pay lake and a hunting lodge, actually. And I want to get back to that in a way. So what we're kind of doing here, I've talked to a lot of law enforcement, and they love the idea. Since we're American made, we're also going to do some, as part of our sales will go to benefit law enforcement, military, and firefighters.
Wow.
So what we want to do is get two, we're limited on space at Acre Lake, but probably 2, like starting out police units, right? And get them out here for a bass tournament.
That'd be sweet.
It's SideEye Monster Bass is what we're calling it, and they can fish out here for a tournament. Money raised, the winning police department or firefighter unit, all that money raised goes to their department.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, raise awareness for us, help them out. So that's kind of the exciting part here too, is getting that going. As you see, we've got buildings out here. I can turn that into a little concession stand, whatever we need. I'm going to put a pizza oven in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be the real deal. Excited about it. I want to give a shout out to Kevin Wayne as well. He's my southeast distributor down there on Lay Lake in Alabama. So everybody down south can check him out.
Wow, man. So let's go more into the history of this place. You were telling me how you inherited it before the podcast?
Yeah. Well, like I said, when my dad passed away, so honest to God, the last 4 or 5 years have been crazy as hell for me, because he fell ill and he had a mortgage, you know what I mean? And I took over this bamboo business, as we talked about the wedding venue I created. But after he got sick, like, I own the land, but I don't own the house. And he passes away, the bank's just going to come and take the house, right? Because it wasn't in my name.
Yeah.
So it was 911 time, and I did everything possible and finally achieved. I bought his mortgage. It wasn't just, an inheritance, easy peasy given to me. Yeah. I had to buy that, which I did. First thing first, protect this place, keep it in the family, which I did. So here we are now, got the camo launched, and the rest is history, buddy.
Wow, man. So before we get into your SideEye Camo business, so what if someone wanted to book a wedding or an occasion or a family reunion or even a fishing trip? How would they go about doing that?
They can get on Burton's Bamboo Garden for the bamboo side of it on Facebook. Burton's Bamboo Garden Facebook page. Message me on there. As far as the tournaments, you can email me directly at SideEye Camo, Zach at SideEyeCamo.com, or go to the website, SideEye Camo. Like I said, that's going to be more for law enforcement and firefighters from now, so we're going to be setting that up. This will be the first year for it, so totally honest with the fishing, there's nothing for the public yet. You know what I mean? But that'll all be on my website, which is SideEyeCamo.com. All information based on any fishing events. We also sponsored the Chelsea High School down in Alabama, which is one of the top fishing teams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so people can look at them, follow them on Facebook for our latest apparel as well.
That's cool, man. You got friends in Alabama?
It was Kevin Wayne. That's how I met him down there.
Gotcha.
The guy that I was working with, that's who I met, Kevin. And yeah, it just turned in. He saw it. He loved it. He's, same thing, man. When people see this, as you know, they love it. That's what I'm really excited about, is just getting it out there on different boats and trucks. Honest, when I was at the trade show, man, I was planning on selling all my apparel, which I did sell a lot of apparel, but I had more people, several dozen, come up to me wanting their boats wrapped.
Yeah, that's
not asking me either. Yeah, they're telling me, like, I want it done. Yeah. How much? And so that's all. I got to wrap companies, and they're going to actually license this out from me. So anybody that wants that, the companies that I'm going to go with, I've got 3 right now, are going to be listed on the website. So if you want a boat or a truck wrapped, or anything wrapped for that matter, those companies will be on my website.
Wow. So that goes into my next question. So you set up just a few weeks ago. You got your patterns. You got a line of clothes. You set up at your first show or your first couple shows to really get the name out. And you're on a podcast now. You got the attention of podcasters. So what's next for your company, man? Where are you looking? What are you looking for in the future?
Honestly, I just want to license this out to about any and everything. Like I said, this is, it's kind of a no-duh. I want to as a business owner, right? Yeah. But back to it being a lifestyle brand, this isn't just for fishermen. There's so many people that like just being around the water. You know what I mean? So, there's endless possibilities, honestly. Coolers can be wrapped, Different knife companies I've already been in contact with about using our design on their handles or on their sheaths. The possibilities are endless.
Wow. Yep. So what if someone was wanting to order a hat, order some shirts, some pants? How would they go about doing that?
Get right on the website, which is, again, www.sideeyecamo.com. Everything's right on there. Shop Now page. And you can learn more about the different designs and the whole science behind it. A lot of people ask me that, is there science behind it? Like, well, there is, actually. It's the mimicry camouflage. Also known as terrestrial camo, and there's a lot of different fish species that actually do this. They mimic their background. They don't try to, a lion or a tiger or a leopard that have the mixed pattern to blend in. They try to match it, and that's what this is. And nobody's done it before.
So is there any special care? So say I get a hoodie, I get some clothes. Is there any special care you have to take with washing your clothes? Because I know with hunting camouflage, you don't use any color brightening detergents because you don't want the colors to shine out. You'll shine in the woods, a deer will see you a mile away like a neon sign. You use color brightener on camo.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about just when you dry it. Put it inside out when you wash it all together inside out. The hoodies, I like to just tell people hand dry them. You don't have to, but
I hand dry all my hoodies. Yeah,
exactly. But
it's always best to do that.
Put them inside out because it's a sublimated dye. You don't have to worry about the detergents or anything. But a lot of people, again, that's the best way to describe it. Is what somebody told to me. It's a tattoo for clothing. Yeah, it's in it. It's not on. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Wow, man. So we'll take a quick commercial break here, and we'll be back, and we'll get into some fishing talk, man. Let's talk about some bass. Maybe some bass out here in this big old lake. I'm sure you got a story or two.
You betcha.
So we'll be right back on the Yak Legion Podcast. And we are back with Zach Burton. Zach Attack, guys. So, man, let's get into some fish talk. So we got into your brands. You got this impressive place. You got bamboo everywhere, man. This seems serene. Seems like a great place to catch a big bass, man.
Oh, there's monsters out here, buddy. This is where the monsters lurk, and all my friends know it.
What's the biggest one caught out of here?
Well, we might have to make a second podcast because most people are going to call me full of shit. But I showed you on my phone. I've got an 8.5 pounder.
Yeah.
And I let it go. I caught another one that was about the same, maybe 9 pounds that I let go. I caught that at 11 o'clock at night, by the way.
Yeah, I did see the pictures, by the way. They're pretty big bass.
Yeah, my dad's got a 12.5 pounder that he caught right over there, and we had it mounted, and I have the mount. So anything that's caught under the 12.5, we've always let go. And what is that, about a little more or a little less than a pound? The state record? What's the state record? 13-13. 13-13.
I just saw it at the expo tower. I never remember.
Yeah, I saw it too, and I saw that bluegill, buddy. That bluegill was something. I saw that.
They had the crappie there too.
Yeah, the crappie. I love bass is my favorite. I'd have to say bluegills. I love catching bluegills. They always give a great fight, and they taste good.
Oh yeah.
So seeing that giant.
They're the gateway drug.
Yeah, exactly. That 3.5 pounder, whatever it was, man, that sucker was impressive.
Oh yeah.
It was a giant.
So this being a former pay lake, I would imagine there's some catfish in here.
Yeah, there's everything. Honestly, there's channel cats. There's blue cats. There's been the little yellow bellies in here as well.
They're all over southwestern Ohio.
Yeah.
About every lake around here has got a yellow belly.
Yeah, I've got the crappie in here, the bluegill.
You got crappie in here too?
Crappie in here too.
Wow. Usually crappie will take over pretty fast.
Well, so a couple things actually. First of all, we were noticing, this is going back now, probably 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
The bass were getting kind of small and lanky, overpopulated.
Yeah.
So we put striper bass in here. And it worked. Took a couple years, they're hybrids, so they can't reproduce.
Yeah.
So they died out, and they thinned the herd. They thinned them out, and honest to God, it only took a couple years, and we were seeing the fish back to normal.
Nice.
Then we had a winter freeze. That was about 4 years ago now. Came back. The lake was frozen through April. Okay, and I walked down here, and there was a lot of bluegills and crappie floating. And my first thought was, oh no, this lake turned over. I'm in big trouble. I had a game warden out here, and he explained to me what it was. It was from the lake being so, there's 11 inches of ice on here.
Wow.
Up to almost mid-April. And he explained that, lack of oxygen. It didn't turn over. It's what they call winter freeze. It's nature's way. It thinned it out as well. So, that eliminated a lot of the crappie. Bluegill have already basically bounced back, and the bass have bounced back too. I caught a couple 6-pounders last fishing year. I haven't even gone fishing this year. I've been so busy, but
nice. That's kind of like my brother-in-law's pond. He's got a farm pond in his backyard. He's got 2 of them actually, and I noticed for the 2 summers the size of the bass were all the same. They were all 12 to 17 inches, but you wouldn't get anything bigger than that. So what happened was that he had a lot of those green sunfish in that pond, and you seen a mouth on a green sunfish? They have a bass mouth. They have a big old mouth. They can eat big minnows. So they were competing against the bass for food. I started taking those green sunfish out. I would go catch them, and I would take them, use them for catfish bait. Definitely. And to take them out of the pond and out of the pond. And then since I've done that, it's been maybe 2 or 3 years since then, and just the size of the average bass has gone up. Like the 12s have gone up to 16, 17, 18, and then there's some really big bass in that pond too, 19s and 20s. And there's a couple monsters in there that I hadn't caught yet, but it's a big pond. It's got a lot of fish in it, but I've definitely seen an increase in size. Yeah,
man, these farm ponds and lakes around here, they've got hidden secrets in them.
They do.
Giants.
Yeah, they do.
There's some monsters.
Any carp in here?
Yeah, Whitemore's.
Oh, gotcha.
Hybrid carp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know all about their eyesight, buddy, and I've got a picture on my personal Facebook page, I believe, where I caught a big one. I mean, he's this big, and it took me several days to trick it in, because I used to feed the fish out here, and they would all come up for the bread.
Oh, wow.
I saw that giant popping up, and every time you cast out, though, it saw it, right? And finally, I got it. But yeah, so they've got great eyesight.
What kind of birds are those?
Those are peacocks.
Oh, he's got peacocks roaming around. I got you. I didn't recognize without the tails. I guess those are females.
Oh,
hens.
There's more coming through the building here, but the front one, that's a female, a hen.
Oh, wow.
And the back one, that's actually last year's chick. It's a male, but he's still a yearling.
Yeah.
And then you see the ones coming.
I see the collars now. Yeah.
The blue necks.
Yeah, you got peacocks walking around out here. He said he's had more exotic birds in the past, hasn't you?
Yeah, we had what are called rat tights, or flightless birds, emus. We've had ostriches, rheas. The biggest thing we were known for It's called a cassowary. I had a male and a female. I was one of the only people in the world to ever tame one. When I say tame one, a bird, I had a female. All my friends know about it. Clarice was her name, if that tells you anything. Clarice was almost 7 feet tall, 200 pounds. Their closest living relative to a velociraptor. Only bird to ever kill a human in San Diego. Yeah, so I've ended up giving them. I've been, again, so busy with this. I can't take care of them. They need heated shelters. They need a lot of food, and I decided just to donate them to the zoos and move on.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah, check this place out, guys. So do you do any other type of fishing besides here? I mean, do you do any kayak or boat fishing?
I go smallmouth bass fishing in just the local rivers in our buddy's house, and kayaks, and I'm a big canoe guy, but I'd like a kayak as well. But no, to be honest with you, man, just, a lot of the guys that are involved with me now, like, this is halfway just in my blood. I was born here, born and raised. I live in the wild, as you now see, and I know fishing and hunting like the back of my hand. So.
Oh yeah, brother. I can relate to that, man. I can relate to that, man.
Exactly.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. Is there any last shout out you want to give?
Just go quiet, man. Check us out on the website www.SideEyeCamo.com, or on Facebook, which is SideEye, or the Southeast page on in Alabama, Kevin Wayne. And again, it's a lifestyle brand, so it's not just for fishing. Anybody that loves being around the water, check us out. It's the newest and coolest camo on the market.
Wow, man, awesome! I can't wait to check out the camo and see where he goes. He's a very determined individual, so I see big things, man. So thanks again for coming on. Thanks everybody for listening. Stay tuned for the next segment of the podcast. You'll hear me again in just a moment.